Ladies and gentlemen, I come before you today with a humble apology. I've been proved wrong finally. I've been talking about all of these doctors and engineers coming over to the UK illegally, and I was being sardonic, and I was assuming that there weren't doctors and engineers, that there were illiterate hill tribesmen often with strings of sexual offences to their names. Turns out we've found one today in the news. I'm holding up my hands. I'm always man enough to face the mirror and admit when I'm wrong. Today I found one in the news, a boat person who really is a rocket scientist. There he is, got that off Twitter. You can't argue with that. Look at him, he's got the jacket on and everything, right? There is his NASA patch and what appears to be a SpaceX patch or something. So he's definitely an educated gentleman, and we should all apologise for our crass and unfair stereotypes. What was that? Oh, you want to know what story this picture was related to? Oh, hang on, I'll just have a quick look. What was the caption anyway? This is the animal that brutally stabbed a breast soldier, blah, licked the knife, blah, mental health. Oh, but he's got a patch and everything. Surely, if he's got a patch that he bought off eBay and stuck on his jacket, surely we should give him a council house, a free education, and a convertible. No. Right then, as usual, the usual suspects have showed up, and it doesn't matter what patches they stick on the jackets. Turns out we're still dealing with the same human detritus that generally washes ashore in the United Kingdom. I did, of course, have to go on Twitter for a picture, because when the mainstream media reports it, they don't want to show you a picture, do they? Observe. Didn't find it on the BBC, it was on the AP. Man arrested after British soldier was stabbed and seriously hurt in attack near barracks. I love the header there as well. Even when the news is free, journalism is not. Support independent, fact-based journalism that won't show you a photograph if it doesn't align with the message. Sorry, the message. London, AP. A masked attacker on a motorcycle stabbed and seriously injured a British Army officer in daylight near a barracks in southeast England, witnesses and police said Wednesday. A 24-year-old man was arrested soon after on suspicion of attempted murder, Kent police said. Good description, that, innit? Amazing. Can you imagine if the police responded like that to every crime? Quick, put out an all points bulletin. There's just been a murder. Give me a description. Man won it. Easy. I know how to give a good description just from doing basic training before I went to Northern Ireland. A to H. Age, build, colour, description. Elevation, that's height. Face, gait. A child knows how to give a basic one. How old was he? What colour was he? What were his any identifying marks? Heights are merely a bonus. What do we get off the mainstream media? A man was arrested. Why not just put a humanoid? He'd have about as much chance of catching him, wouldn't he? Putting the gender in simply splits 8 billion people into 4 billion people. Good job. Police said the assailant acted alone and the stabbing was not believed to be an act of terror. They are investigating if it was related to his mental health. Oh, well, that makes me feel much better. And I'm sure the army officer who's just had his kidneys ventilated, sure he feels good as well. Keir Starmer said he was shocked and appalled, writing on social network. All of our thoughts are with the soldier, his family and the armed forces community. Thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers, thoughts and prayers. But they won't actually do anything about it. No, not a hint. And they won't ask basic questions like, when did he come to the UK? What's his background? Was he on benefits? Did he pay any taxes? Did he do anything useful? Was he in the UK legally? Although, why would they? If they're not going to give you anything more than it was a man, and they're going to do everything they can to avoid showing you a photo of him, and they're not going to talk about what he looks like or where he came from, how can you expect deep, intricate things like, does he have a criminal record, or has he ever folded a little girl up above a kebab shop? The Defence Secretary John Healey also called the attack shocking. Yeah, that sentence adds loads to the story. Love that. The Kent Police Force said officers were called after reports of an assault in Gillingham, 30 miles southeast of London. What are you telling me all this for? But I don't care. General direction, compass points. Tell us about the bloke that did it. You absolute chiseler. Witnesses said an attacker wearing a ski mask. Oh, we nearly got a description there. He had a ski mask on. He attacked the soldier, then fled. The attacker attacked the soldier. Yeah, well done. This is hard-hitting journalism, isn't it? Alex Reynolds, who lives nearby, said he came out of his house and saw a man. It was a minute and a half after. It was the man. The suspect was arrested, but no names were given out because of course there weren't. If he was a pasty ginger man and he was called Tommy McDogshit from Las Vegas, then they'd give you a description and a name, wouldn't they? But if he's got a name which is all consonants, not because it's Welsh, but because it's North African, and it sounds something along the lines of Umbutu Umbweti, they won't tell you because they don't want you to know that. Our thoughts are with the soldier and their family, and we request that the privacy is respected, the army said in a statement. Attacks on soldiers in Britain are rare. In 2013, 2 men killed 25-year-old soldier Lee Rigby in the street before stabbing him to death. They were sentenced to life in prison. The men. All I got out of that entire story. No photographs. I showed you the whole thing. Scroll up and down. There's no pictures of him. You have to find the pictures on Twitter because they don't tell you anything at all about them. Because it's an inconvenient truth, to quote that bell-end Al Gore. No information, nothing. Nothing about the man that did it. Nothing about the man's background. And definitely nothing about the men that killed Lee Rigby. And if you live under a rock and you're not aware of who that was, there they are. There they are. But you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know it. So as usual, the mainstream media is constantly lying to you in the same way that they lie about everything. Up is down, left is right. Joe Biden is perfectly sane 2 days before he loses his mind on television. The world's gone completely mad. There is a global conspiracy to keep you in the dark, and the only way you can avoid it is by getting your news from alternative sources like Joe Rogan and Russell Brand and all these other people that aren't right-wing but are now being labelled genocidal, one-bollock dictators because they disagree with the BBC and the chattering classes. Or you could even get your news off the Angry Bootneck because, frankly, his totally unserious comical videos do a better job of shining light on the truth than any army of 200 BBC journalists paid sizable taxpayers' salaries could ever hope to manage themselves. All right? That's today's news. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. As always, please hit that bell because I've been told that if you hit the bell end, you actually get notified about these videos, and apparently nobody who watches me does. So yeah, try that one. See if it does anything. Probably won't. I've been on the hit list ever since porridge-faced Wojcicki left. So yeah, it is what it is. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Toodle pip. Cheers.